Hello guys, welcome to my channel Case Tech, where we handle everything techie. In the last video I did say that I got a message from a friend who requested a how to do video on how he can share the view on his decoder or digital television or satellite television with all the televisions in his house. Okay, he said he doesn't want it to be in the living room alone. He wants to be able to watch the same thing, what he's seeing on the living room television, in the televisions in the various rooms in the house. And his decoder is not a multi-view decoder. It's not a dual view decoder. It's just a single view decoder, right? So he just wants to share the same program showing on the decoder in the living room in his bedrooms. And of course, he also remarked that he doesn't want to use cables, okay? He doesn't want to connect lots of cables, so he wants to know how to get it done wirelessly. So we're going to explain that first, how to wirelessly share your cable TV signal with all the televisions in your house. We are also going to show you how to use cables to share the signal or the program from your cable decoder to the various TVs in your house. We're going to explain how to do that with coaxial cable, that is RF cable. We're also going to explain how to do that with AV cable or composite cable. Alright, now as you can see on our table here, we have some gadgets. First is a decoder. It's a portable Go TV decoder. Alright, for those who use DSTV, I'm sure you must have heard of Go TV. It's a digital signal receiver. Alright, so we have that here. Next to it, we have a video sender. Alright, this is a video sender, a wireless video sender. We have also an AV splitter. We have an AV splitter, and then we have a modulator. Okay, a modulator, and then finally an adapter for the video sender. And this is a composite cable, what you call an AV cable. Alright, with this three white, yellow, and red heads. Okay, that's a composite cable, an AV cable. Now first, to be able to send signal wirelessly to all the televisions in the house, apart from the main television connected to the decoder in the living room, what you need is just the video sender, of course the decoder itself, and the AV splitter. Alright, normally your decoder connects from your AV out. As you can see, you connect your AV out, that's it, AV out on your decoder to your television, right? Normally that's what you do to have signal from this satellite TV receiver or digital TV receiver, right? So what we're going to be doing first is to show you how you can send the signal through your AV port to your TV in the living room, and then also wirelessly send that same signal to all the other televisions in the house, the various rooms in the house. Alright, so to be able to send your signal through the AV cable to your television and then wirelessly to the other TVs in the house, what you do is this. As usual, you connect your AV cable, your out AV cable, to your decoder, but the other end is not going to go directly into your television as supposed. Alright, normally you connect this to your TV, AV port or composite port in your TV, and then you have signal from your digital receiver, right? But we're not going to do that because we want to share the signal wirelessly to other televisions in the house. What you're first going to do is, because you want the living room's television to have this wired connection, alright, while the others will have wireless connection, because of course we all know wired connection is more reliable than wireless connection. Okay, so what we're going to do is that first of all, we're going to get this cable into the input port on your AV splitter. Yellow for yellow, red for red, and white for white. Okay, so what you now have is your cable receiver, a digital signal receiver, connecting into your AV splitter. Alright, that's what you have. Now from the AV splitter, with your composite cable, another AV cable, you connect from one of the outputs. Alright, let's say we use this. yellow for yellow, red for red, white for white. So with another composite cable, we'll connect from one of the output ports on the AV splitter, because we have already fed signal into the AV splitter. So we'll take out from the AV splitter into the wireless sender. The wireless sender has just two composite ports, video and audio. Alright, we know our video is yellow here, so yellow will go into video, which happens to be red here, and then, well, either of the audio ports works into the audio. Alright, so that's how you do the connection. The middle here is your cable receiver, your digital signal receiver. We're sending AV signal out of your digital cable or satellite cable receiver, not directly to your television as supposed, but into your AV splitter. Right, that is the input port of your AV splitter. So having fed signal into the AV splitter, we'll take signal out from the AV splitter into the wireless video sender. So automatically this sends wireless signal out, video and audio. So what you need to do now is to go into your rooms, or the televisions in your rooms, or the various parts of the house, and search for this signal. Alright, so basically that's how you do it. Okay, how to share the signal from your cable television, from your digital receiver, wirelessly to the other televisions in your house. Okay, now we did say that we want the TV in the living room to have a cabled connection, because cabled connections are more reliable, right? So definitely what you need to do to get that is you come here on the AV splitter and you take from a free port, alright, yellow for video, red and white for audio, and connect to your TV in the living room, because this will directly be underneath your TV in the living room, of course. So your AV cable can connect directly to your TV, while the other TVs in the house that are quite far away from this point would get their signal wirelessly from the video sender. Alright, or if you want to use everything wirelessly, you can forget connecting the extra cable and just search all your televisions, both the one in the living room, the one in the bedroom, and other parts of the house, so they can receive wireless signal. Okay, so that's how you share the view of your digital cable or satellite cable receiver with all the televisions in the house wirelessly. Okay, now if you want to use cables, alright, if you want to use cables, first, if you want to use composite cables, this connection remains the same. Okay, connection remains the same. All you need to do is get enough or more composite cables to connect to the various other output ports, long composite cables, of course, long AV cables, alright, that can be long enough to get to the various televisions. So you just connect from the other ports and then take these cables to your room and connect to your televisions, alright. As you can see, we have 4 output ports on this AV splitter. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 output ports. They are the ones. We have the ones that have 16 output ports. We have the ones that have 8 output ports and 32 output ports. Okay, this is just a 4 output port. So it means with these you can connect to 4 different televisions. Of course, wirelessly you can search and connect to multiple televisions in the thousands and millions if you want to, as long as proximity, as long as they are close to the signal distribution area. Okay, that is where the sender, how far the sender can send its signal. All right. Now, if you want to share this video but not with AV cable, say you want to use COAXIAL cable, that's RF cable, a radio frequency cable, that normal cable that you used to get RF frequency in your antenna cables, right? If you want to use that, all you need to do is this. Rather than send your cable from your AV splitter into the wireless sender, you won't do that. You connect, of course, to the output port on the AV splitter. Having connected to the output port on the AV splitter, you bring your modulator. So what the modulator does is that it converts AV to RF. Okay, it converts AV to RF. So since we don't want to use AV cables, probably if you feel the AV cables are not reliable enough, or if you were unable to get AV cables that are long enough to get to the televisions in the various rooms, then you can use a modulator. So what you do now is the cable from the AV splitter comes into your modulator. Okay, it doesn't go to your sender because we are not doing it wirelessly. We want to use cables, or want to use coaxial cables, not AV cables, not composite cables. All right, so you plug in from your AV splitter to your modulator. All right, then as you can see, RF out. I hope you can see that we have RF out here. Okay, we have plugged in our video and our audio from our AV splitter. There's RF out here. So it's your coaxial cable. I believe you know how the connector looks like. You plug in, screw in, and then to your booster, your television booster, and then broadcast the signal to as many TVs as you want, okay? And connect the signal to as many TVs as you want. So that's how you do it, gentlemen and ladies. That's how you wirelessly share your cable TV signal with the various televisions in your house, and also use both coaxial and AV or composite cables to share the signal coming from your digital decoder. Alright, if you did not understand or you want further explanation, please feel free to use the comment section, send us a message, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so remember to like and subscribe to our channel, and until next time when we come your way again, stay blessed, stay safe, bye bye.